Hello, everybody. His Nibs here on January 8th, 2015. As I'm sure all of you know, January 8th is the birthday of two kings, Elvis Presley and His Nibs. I am wearing my birthday present made for me by my lovely wife, Teresa, to commemorate the latter of those two events. And I wanted to share this day of great celebration with all of you and ask for your help. The first thing I'd like your help with, and really the most important, is for over 50 years I've been asking for a Jaguar XKE. Still haven't gotten that, other than this very nice model that my father got for me when I was about 6 or 7 or so. It's been great. I've really enjoyed the model. But as I've gotten older and fatter, it's been more and more difficult to fit in. And the engine needs work. So, any of you who would like to get me a birthday present, that would be my first choice. And let me just put this here on the display stand so that you, and adjust the camera a little bit so that subliminally you keep seeing this gorgeous Jaguar XKE in your minds, and any extra cash you might have could go to a beautiful version of this car. And by version I mean large, fully functional, drivable, and without the missing taillight that this one has. If you can't see your way to give me my true birthday wish, you can help me with something else, which is that I would like to give myself a fountain pen for my birthday. And I have several that I've collected over the years, which I've never inked up, because at some point I did want to give one to myself as a present. So I'm going to ask for your help in selecting which one that might be. Okay, remember, Jaguar XKE. Jaguar XKE. Let me start with the oldest one I have. I've long been and I don't have the box for this one anymore. I've long been a real fan of Schaefer Legacy and its later iterations, all based on the pen for men in the 50s. And this was a special edition that came out probably 15 years ago or more, called the Black Pearl. And I've always loved the weight, the size, and the inlaid nib of the Legacy series from Schaefer. I have quite a few. They've all been inked and used except this one. So part of me doesn't feel bad about keeping this one uninked. This had the touchdown filler. And screw the blind cap here. So you'd put this in your bottle of ink, and actually when you depress it, the pen will fill with ink, unlike some other plunger variations which fill on the uptick, should we say. So that's the Schaefer Legacy Black Pearl. I think the next oldest one is from 11 years ago. This was the Pentrace limited edition from 2004 from pentrace.com. And this was produced by Philco. And the little card inside says, "Thank you for your participation and generous support of pentrace.com. Enjoy your Pentrace 2004 limited edition fountain pen from your host, Donald Higgins." And here's a look at that beauty. I think only about 100 were made of these, if I recall correctly. And the silver band has gotten quite a nice patina on it in the interim. And these were button fillers. So removing the blind cap there, and you just depress the button, and when you release, ink is sucked up into the barrel. What was also really neat about this pen was that it came with 3 nibs. And I don't have a loop in front of me, but I'm pretty sure they were fine, medium, and broad. So that's pen number 2. Pen number 1 is the Schaefer Legacy. Pen number 2 is the Pentrace limited edition from Philco. And the third and fourth, I'm just going to consider 4 pens this time, are more recent. The third is a Monteverdi pen, and as many of you know, one of my personal favorites, and probably my favorite of all the Monteverdi pens, is this beautiful model. And this was called the Blue, even though it has blue and kind of cream color throughout. And I guess I should tell you what model it is. Of course, this is the Prima. And this is a pen that's often in my pocket. This particular version, the Blue, is no longer made. So that's why I grabbed one for myself to eventually ink up. And like with the Schaefer Legacy, I have quite a few of the Primas inked and in use for myself. And last but not least is the newest Conklin, which has been a really huge hit over the holidays. And that's the Endura. And this is the amber version. I should put number 3, the Prima, up there in the background while you discuss this. This is actually similar in size and weight and balance to the Prima. So it's definitely a consideration for me as a regular user. And this particular one, actually, as with the Prima, has a stub nib on it. I've told the story before, but 5 or 6 years ago, I went to Jerry Greenberg, the owner of Jaffa, who makes Monteverdi and Conklin, and said, we really need to have a stub nib. Now, Jerry, or Yair, as he's also known, had never heard of a stub nib. And so I shared some of mine with him. And at each subsequent pen show, I would cajole him, stub, stub, stub. until finally, after about a year or so, he gave up and took the stub nibs that I gave to him, passed them on to his manufacturing department, and designed and came up with stub nibs 1.1 millimeter for both Monteverde and for Conklin. And those have been really, really very popular and are terrific stubs. Really did a good job. So let me once again review with you the choices that I need your help with. First, Jaguar XKE, please. Doors open. Trunk opens. Hood opens. Well, you get the idea. Number one is the Schaefer Legacy Blue Pearl. Number two was the Pentrace Limited Edition from 2004, manufactured by Philcow. Number three was the Monteverde Prima in blue. And number four was the Conklin Durograph in amber. So I'd love to hear from all of you. I'll take suggestions for a couple of days before I dip one of these beauties into ink. And I thank you for your input. I thank you for your birthday wishes. I'm sure you're all singing to me as I record this little video. And as the other king would say, ye ain't nothing but a hound dog. Bye-bye.